Aho, buju in dinaway maganaduk. Anin, kagigabo indigenous cause. Mekanak and do them. Mekanak watch wing and dunjaba. Besho gakaba kong and danunko. Apichigo mi gwech business dawyek. What I said there was a traditional Ojibwe protocol greeting. I said hello all of my relatives. My name is Kage Gabo. I'm Turtle Clan. I'm a descendant of Turtle Mountain. I live close to Minneapolis today. I want to thank all of you first and foremost for tuning in and listening to this live Ojibwe word of the day. I have done variants of it, but I thought I would do the Ojibwe word for here she is alive, here she lives. Bematisi. Bematisi.
Siguli Swagwik, Ernie Stevens III Okale, the Hotalari, the Yugats, Waganyata, Niwigita Loda, Oniota Aga, Niwagum Jode. So what I said there was very similar. Hello, how are you doing? My name is Ernie Stevens III, but I'm also known as the Hotalari, which means he speaks as he's coming this way. That's our Oneida language, Oniota Aga of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy. And I'm also of the Turtle Clan. And yeah,
and my relative.
Yeah. And the people of the Standing Stone is the land and people from which I come.
I appreciate that. I love hearing Haudenosaunee. That's really cool.
Yeah. I wish I was more as prominent as you are in your language. My great grandmother was one of our last living first language Oneida speakers, and she's no longer with us. I think she passed away about 6-7 years ago now. What do you think has been the most impactful thing, and from you as a teacher, seeing someone learning their language, your particular language?
People learn. I believe people acquire language differently at different stages in their life. I think that the most efficient way to teach the language to our young children would be through immersion and total immersion as well, not where you have a phrase in whatever indigenous language you're using and then translating that into English, but just using the language. In that environment, kids can acquire the language very quickly. That may not always be the best way for adult learners to learn the language. Sometimes that can be very frustrating. I like to use tools that we've already acquired through like the Western education system, where we're literate. We know how to read, we know how to write, we know how to use technology. And in that case, I think maybe total immersion can be sometimes too daunting, and so they're using tools like literacy. We have an ever-growing body of literature growing right now, as well as using the technology to be able to listen to speakers who may no longer be living.
Let's go back to the word of the day again. Something real simple, but I think impactful. What drove you to decide to want to do that?
Originally, when I began doing Word of the Day, it was when I was working and teaching with Indian education with Minneapolis Public Schools. For me, I'm Generation X, so I was a latecomer to using social media and Facebook or MySpace before that, but I saw the potential for it. In my graduate studies, I loved looking at the different dialects of Anishinaabe-Moan. And rather than, I think sometimes we get in this box where our way is the right way, rather than, oh, wow, what an amazingly diverse and complicated language. And that should really be something that's celebrated. And if you can be humble about that, maybe there are different ways that people either pronounce or describe similar concepts, that can really enrich your learning. It can enrich your vocabulary and your understanding of what your relatives are trying to say. So when I do that, there's always the statement that, this is how the language here in, they call it Southwestern Chippewa, where it would be Minnesota, Ojibwe, and parts of Michigan, how they would say that here. Just above the border in like maybe Fort Francis, Scootcheching, and up north, they have some different pronunciations or definitely different pronunciations, as well as different conjugations for particular nouns, which is great. And so if I hear someone say Indunji, I'm from rather than in Dunjaba. I can guess, oh, maybe you're from Winnipeg, maybe you're from Fort Francis, or if I hear in Dunjaba, maybe you're from Wisconsin or a community here in Minnesota.
There's a lot of different ways to use a lot of different words, context, who you're talking to, age, all these different things. It's people really love learning about that diversity.
As you begin learning the language, as you find a number of elders who speak the language, maybe young people who are teaching at schools where you have language tables and your kids learning it, then acknowledge that, oh, I'll spend the rest of my life doing this. And I think that that can shift our focus, and that's going to give us a great opportunity to learn and acquire more knowledge and acquire more language and culture.
Funding for this program is brought to you by the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.